What's up, guys? It's Max mostly, and I have a fun article for you right here. I have not read it yet. Figure we can go through it together. It's on Wired, which is a magazine I've been reading for years and years and years. I really love Wired. In fact, I use them for another disproving the Russian hacking. They kind of helped with that because they actually talked to fucking people within the industry, and they're like, yeah, you're a fucking grade C level hacker if you left these kind of fucking clues. You're a shitty hacker. So I can appreciate that. I know they've also kind of taken this whole social justice thing. And after seeing all how it's commodified, the way Hard Bastard put it, it's and a lot of people also have definitely alluded to this. It is a commodity. It is an industry, and but so of course they're going to go where the money is. So Facebook to telcos, forget hardware empires. Let's all share. And the reason why this struck me is because they are basically trying to. He wants to merge. He is a globalist. He is for globalization. He was worried. Zuckerberg was worried that globalization was going to be negatively affected by Trump. See, my Facebook manifesto to reboot globalization, February 16, 2017, where he says he's revealed deep-seated concerns that the tide is turning against globalization. So it's not, when we say globalist, it's not like fucking like, oh, it's fucking conspiracy, new world order, that's stupid. It's not fucking that. It's he said it himself. Globalization is a thing. Um, Look it up. It's basically kind of where governments don't have sovereignty over their own nations anymore because of one world government, and it doesn't have to be a new world order type of government, or whatever you're thinking. It doesn't have to be like what Christian people think is a new world order. So the process by which businesses or other organizations develop international influence or start operating on an international scale. So even I'm glad I looked this up because I don't want to be wrong on this either. Um, Advances in transportation, telecommunications, infrastructure, further interdependence, support political, cultural globalization of the food supply. This is something Monsanto is trying to do. So this is why, do you really want corporations at the head of globalization? I'm fine with having like a one world where we all can like talk to each other and be like, hey, like there's fucking problems over here. But none of that involves censorship. And globalization so far has seemed to only want to censor people, and that is why I'm not for this version of globalization. Therefore, the people who are advocating for globalization right now. So I hope that makes sense. So said that fake news, polarized views, and filter bubbles were damaging common understanding. He said people have been left behind by global growth, sparking demands withdraw from the connected world. No, we are more connected to the people that are anti-globalization. We fucking love using Twitter. We hate that people like Jack fucking Dorsey try to fucking gas the jokes and censor us. We want to use your platforms. You don't want us to use your platforms. You don't want us to be connected. You don't want our ideas to be connected. You only want your version of globalization ideas to be connected, and you're using social justice to help you do it. So let's go back to this article. Facebook, forget hardware empires. Let's all share. After 2 decades of Verizon, AT&T, and Sprint ads, you know how the big telcos deliver cellular service to your smartphone. Each builds its own nationwide wireless network, boasting that its particular web of data centers, fiber lines, and antennas is faster and more reliable, or at least cheaper than the others. It's a battle of the color-coded maps. Verizon's blood red, blah, 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 blah. But this week's Mobile World Congress in Barcelona saw the further rise of a movement that seeks to upend this business model, encouraging them to build common infrastructure they can all share. Why build 3 networks when you can build one? Wouldn't that be better for everyone? Telco and consumers alike? You know what would be best for everyone? If you can build your network, and if we feel like it, if the people want to do it, if a private organization wants to build their own little private shared mobile network that kind of like taps into yours when they feel like it, then we should be able to do that too. There's towns that try to do that. They want corporate control. There's going to be a time when the technology is at a point where it doesn't need to be under corporate control. And they want to be set up and lock it down to where it's already in their control already. The movement spans many companies and projects, but in Barcelona, the cheap mover is not a telco. It's a company that's made a habit of putting its name, power, and efforts democratize the development of new technology. Facebook. On Monday, the American internet giant announced collaborations with 2 different telcos in Uganda to lay out 480 miles of fiber in the northwest region. Well, that's good. Distributing the internet. They hopes the project can serve as a template telcos to more quickly and efficiently deploy fiber to places that don't have it. Where operators can come together and leverage common infrastructure, there's more flexibility, lower cost, and a better time to market, says Jay Parikh, Facebook VP. That means more people will use Facebook. So we need to get the internet. Get the internet to these people. They need their fucking Facebook right now. They need to get them. Washington Post. Tell fucking Huffington. I'm telling. Get them their fucking Facebook. Pew, 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 pew. They're fucking shooting memes at us. God damn it. You know? You know what I mean? Meanwhile, SK Telecom, the largest... and if you were just listening to that, I was acting over my meme war picture. So, meanwhile, SK Telecom, the largest telco in South Korea, announced that it will work with several other companies to design hardware and software. So, sharing... none of this is bad. I don't see any of this as bad. Chance to begin the rise of open source software. Freely share their source code. I know Google does a lot. I guess Facebook does sometimes. I don't know if they do about their Facebook algorithms and stuff. They're definitely not, because they don't want you to know their algorithms, because that would take their control away from what they want you to say, and they've already made clear what that is. Definitely no shitlording. By sharing valuable software, these companies are hoping to get what amounts to free help from outsiders to improve free help. Beware of someone offering you gifts without you knowing who they are. If they're just offering gifts to you, they might want to control you. They might. Not every time. Through its Open Compute project, an independent nonprofit, Facebook seeks to streamline development of hardware and needs to run the internet and drive down costs in the process. TIP, the rapper, not the rapper. So I'm not. Where the fuck is this going? The larger point, yeah, thank you. The larger point is that Facebook and so many others are pushing to accelerate the growth of the internet, not just in one way, but many. The drones and the balloons get so much of the press, but so many other technologies can also bring the internet to the developing world. From new fiber to wide area antennas and urban wireless systems, all can play a role, and the ideas behind these technologies now flow freely through the community Facebook founded. So they're basically, making Facebook a public utility, which means there should not be if they are advocating themselves as a public utility, like it's something that needs to be there for the public good, as they're doing here. This is what they are doing. They're trying to merge with public utilities and become public utilities. Then they need to abide by the same rules as a public utilities. And that means you need to stop fucking censoring us, Mark fucking Zuckerberg, Mr. You're a great guy. I'm sure you're a great guy. I'm sure you're fucking well-meaning. I gotta be, angel's advocate to myself too. People are people. We are all just people. We all are capable of horrible things and great things. The bigger force here is open source, a practice more powerful than any one piece of hardware. I agree. After changing the software market and data center, open source is coming for your telco. What was once a competition becomes a collaboration. The internet will expand much more quickly than before. It will expand! So, good. I guess. I'm fine with this shit. Just don't fucking censor us. I don't see why it's a problem. Unless you just don't like the alternative narrative that us other people are trying to portray. And you want to, just like how a lot of people on the extreme right want to portray all of this group, this identity group, as something evil. So do these people. So I mean, they're both self-fulfilling prophecies on either side, because they're both looking for it. The white supremacists are looking for hate against white people, and then boom, this shit, white toxic whiteness test, and so they see it, and it's there. Even though it's not all POC, but POC who talk against this shit don't get played up in the media. Hershey Ali, forgot, Ayas, Hershey Ali, something like that. There's basically lots of people who speak against this, and who are people of color, and sometimes deep color in many ways, and they don't get there. They don't get the reach. They don't get put on TV. The minorities of minorities. So don't let them gas your jokes. Facebook, if you're advocating to be a public utility, which you fucking are, then you need to be treated as a public utility. I don't care about Uganda. I do care about Uganda. I want them to have free speech. But we have a fucking guarantee on it, and you better fucking abide by it, especially if you are saying that Facebook is a public utility. It needs to there. Your whole purpose here is to get Facebook into the hands of more people. And I'm sure the reason for that is because Facebook has all these features that can make communities more connected and help them out in many different ways. And with that, I think I made my point. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening.